For the cheapest coins with fast delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins, and use code SWIFT at checkout for 20% off.
So family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the best free 82 overall NFL Team Elite that you should be selecting in Ultimate Team. Now, this pack right here is actually something that I've gotten a lot of questions about recently. I've gotten a few comments from you guys telling me to go over this pack and talk about the player that you should be picking, so that is exactly what I'm going to do in today's video. Now, before we hop into it, I want to just thank you guys for all the support in the last couple of days. We've been gaining so many subscribers, and it's been absolutely awesome, and if you want to join the family, click that red subscribe button down below. I post videos helping you build the best Madden 21 Ultimate Team every single day. Now, also, let me know in the comment section which player you ended up picking, and I'll reply to you and rank your selection as either a W, an L, or an N. And if you don't know what an N stands for, an N stands for neutral. An N means you just don't care. Now, without further ado, let's hop into today's video. So as you guys can see, this is what the pack is gonna look like. And before I actually talk about the 6 players that I would recommend you guys consider, I want to talk about a couple of different things that I look for when I'm selecting a free card at the start of the game. Now, the first thing that I want is a position where there is a lot of depth. I wouldn't recommend you guys pick something like a quarterback with this pack, because if you end up upgrading at quarterback later in the year, you're not going to be able to do anything with this 82 overall card that you selected. So I'm more going to be looking for positions like cornerback, maybe wide receiver, where if you do make an upgrade at one of those spots, you can actually still use the card that you got right here to play for you, and they'll still add some value to your team. Now, another thing that I want to look for in these players is I want to find someone with decently glitchy stats, because these 82 overalls should be some of the best players on your team at the start of the year. So if you can get someone that has pretty glitchy stats at a position where there's a lot of long-term value, that is going to be absolutely perfect for you. So the first player that I've been considering is Aaron Donald, and as we take a look at the stats on this card, he's got 71 speed, 79 acceleration to go along with 87 strength, which is absolutely crazy on an 82 overall card. He's also going to give you 80 block shed, 79 power move, and 79 finesse move. So Aaron Donald is obviously always a beast in Madden Ultimate Team, and this card is no different. He's incredibly balanced, and he'll bring you a really good pass rusher as well as run stuffer to start the year off. So Aaron Donald is definitely a good player to consider. Next up, we have 82 overall George Kittle, and just like Aaron Donald, George Kittle is an incredibly balanced card. He's gonna have pretty solid speed at 78, as well as good hands with 83 catching, as well as 79 catch in traffic and 77 spectacular catch. When we take a look at the route running stats, they're also really nice. 82 short route running, 78 medium route running, and 74 run blocking is crazy. Obviously, Kittle, you know, is gonna have high run blocking, but this card is insanely balanced. He's going to be a beast for you at tight end. I'm a huge fan of this card, and obviously if you do plan on upgrading at tight end later in the year, there's still value in having a solid tight end number 2 based on what scheme you like to run on offense. So George Kittle, if you're looking for a threat at the tight end position, is someone that I would definitely recommend you guys go with. And I actually don't have any wide receivers on this list, because to be honest with you guys, none of the wide receivers that you can select have that good stats. So if you're looking for a pass catcher, George Kittle is going to be the best one you can go with. So another player that I've been considering is 82 overall Byron Jones, and to be honest with you guys, when I looked at the stats on this card, they absolutely blew me away. 84 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 agility, and 88 jumping. Those are insane physical stats for an 82 overall corner. He's also going to give you solid coverage statistics with 77 play rec, 73 man, as well as 78 zone, and 81 press. So this Byron Jones card is pretty crazy. When I was looking at the cornerbacks, I was comparing him with Stephon Gilmore, but to be honest, this Byron Jones is way better than the Gilmore, and he's definitely the best corner that you guys could select. And to be honest, he might be the best player that you could take, because obviously, like I showed you guys before, the physical stats are crazy. The speed, acceleration, and agility, as well as jumping, are just off the charts, and he's also got solid coverage stats. I was expecting the coverage stats to be worse than this, but they definitely surprised me on this card. So Byron Jones is definitely a good option, and at the end of the video, I'll be telling you guys who I plan on selecting as well. Now next up we have Von Miller, and Von is always an animal in Madden Ultimate Team. As we take a look at the stats on this card, he's got 78 speed and 79 acceleration, which is actually really quick, to go along with 80 block shedding, 80 power move, and 77 finesse move. So kind of similar to the Aaron Donald, this card is very balanced. Obviously, he's a 3-4 outside linebacker, so what that means is you're going to want to pass rush Von Miller basically every single snap. You don't want to drop him back into zone coverage, and Von is a really balanced player. Like I was saying, he's going to be a great pass rushing threat off the edge with really good speed as well. So Von is definitely someone that I'm considering. The only reason why I don't love taking Von Miller is because if I end up making an upgrade at outside linebacker, Von Miller really won't play that much. But again, the stats on this card are good, so if that's what you're looking for, just a pass rusher at outside linebacker right off the bat, this is definitely a card you could consider. So here is the final player that I've got on this list, and that is Saquon Barkley. Now I know at the start of the video I said I don't want to select a position where if I make an upgrade, he's not going to play, but this Saquon Barkley and the stats on it are just so glitchy that I had to include him on the list in case one of you guys was thinking of getting a running back, because this Saquon is better than Derrick Henry, is better than Ezekiel Elliott, and is 100% the move if you want to get it back. Now taking a look at the physical stats, he's got 84 speed, 85 acceleration, and 86 agility, which is really nice for an 82 overall card. He's also going to give you 74 carrying, so that's a little bit low, but it's definitely acceptable. He's got good catching, really good change of direction. I don't know exactly how much change of direction is going to impact the play this year. I haven't tested the game enough, but it's always good to see a good stat there. He's also going to give you 72 trucking and 78 break tackle. Unfortunately, I can't see the juke and the spin move, but I know they're definitely solid. Obviously, the stiff arm is good as well. Saquon just breaks a ton of tackles in Ultimate Team. That's just the way it is. Defenders slide off of him, and he's able to keep going. That happens a ton to Saquon Barkley in Ultimate Team, so if you guys are looking for a running back, I know this is going to give you less long-term value, because obviously when you upgrade a running back, your backup doesn't play that often, but if you're looking for a good running back right off the bat, I would say Saquon Barkley is the move, and to be honest, he's really the only card out of all of these 82 overalls that I would consider picking at a position where if I make an upgrade, they're not going to play. Now next up, let me get into the verdict and the best player that I would recommend you guys select. So for me, this decision comes down to two different players, either George Kittle or Byron Jones, and I think, to be honest with you guys, Byron Jones is probably the best player that you can select out of all these free 82s. Getting a good cornerstone cornerback that you can play and be really reliable with on the edge is very important. Obviously, Byron Jones isn't really going to get burned by anyone at the start of the game, unless you're going up against someone like Tyreek Hill. His speed and his acceleration will be just fine for you, especially at the start of the game when you're just starting to build out your team and you're probably not playing against anyone with crazy good wide receivers. But like I said, Byron Jones, the stats on this card are just too tough to pass up. Obviously, if you already have good corners, I would recommend you go with George Kittle. That's the second best option in my personal opinion. But Byron Jones, like the 84 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 agility, and 88 jumping, that's just crazy. I was totally sold when I saw that. The zone, the man, the play rec, and the press are also really surprisingly good as well. The only thing that he's not great at is man coverage, but I can live with that, to be honest with you guys, because he can make up for some of that lower man coverage with his high physical stats. So Byron Jones is the move in my personal opinion. Obviously, if you already have a couple of good corners, or you just don't want to take a corner because that's not what you're interested in doing, I would recommend you go with George Kittle if you're in that situation. If you want a pass rusher, I mean, you can go with someone like Von Miller or Aaron Donald. I personally wouldn't really recommend it that much. And then Saquon Barkley, I don't know that I would recommend. I mean, maybe if you want to play with a fun running back and you just want to select someone for fun, you can take Saquon Barkley, but if we're looking at long-term value here, Byron Jones is the move. If you don't like that, I would recommend you go with George Kittle. So that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and learned who to select. Comment down below which player you ended up picking or which player you plan on picking, and I'll reply to your comment and rate your selection with either a W, an L, or an N. If you don't know what N stands for, watch a Troy Dan video. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, and until next time, fellas, I'm out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.